This was the toughest interview in history, but the candidates were stunned when they received their test papers, because the exam sheet was completely blank. There was absolutely nothing on it. The candidates were utterly confused, but no one dared to speak up. Before the exam began, the proctor had announced 3 strict rules: no speaking to the proctor or security guards, no leaving the room, no defacing the test paper. Violating any one of these would result in disqualification, and there was only one correct answer for this interview with history.
Any questions?
Hearing this, everyone fell silent, because the first rule was not to speak to the proctor. When no one answered, the proctor started an 80-minute countdown and left the room. Faced with a blank sheet of paper, no one knew what to do, let alone what the exam question even was. Clearly, landing this $80 came minus your job wouldn't be easy. As time ticked away, one woman finally cracked. She assumed the company wanted them to write a career report, so she started writing without hesitation. But before she could even finish her first sentence, the proctor suddenly walked over and immediately kicked her out of the exam hall. Turns out, she had broken the 3rd rule, defacing the test paper. Watching her get disqualified for writing, everyone quickly put down their pens, just as they were at a loss. A young guy suddenly grinned. He realized the proctor only mentioned 3 rules, so as long as he didn't break those, he'd be fine. To test his theory, he casually greeted the bearded guy next to him, because the rules only ban talking to proctors and guards, not fellow candidates. Sure enough, the nearby guard didn't react at all. Emboldened by this, the guy grew even bolder. Without hesitation, he stood up, and even started walking around the room. To his surprise, the guard still didn't intervene. Seeing that his actions were allowed, the others finally dared to speak, discussing why the test paper was blank. Then a girl with long hair suddenly stood up. She guessed the paper might be made of special material, maybe under certain lighting the questions would appear. The others thought her idea made sense, so they tried shining light on the paper, hoping to reveal hidden text. But after some testing, nothing changed. A guy in black then wondered, maybe it needed special light, UV, infrared, or X- rays, but the room had no such lighting. Just as everyone grew discouraged, a blonde girl noticed emergency lights on the walls. Maybe those were the key. To test her theory, the guy smashed the wall lights, plunging the room into darkness. The emergency lights flickered on. Excited, they held their papers under the glow, but unfortunately, still no change. The bearded guy figured they had the wrong color. Maybe there was another light source. Sure enough, an observant girl spotted a different unlit panel on the wall. Realizing this might be it, they smashed all the emergency lights. Instantly, an orange glow filled the room. But even then, the paper stayed blank, with only 60 minutes left. The guy guessed the paper was special material, so to test it, he took the disqualified woman's sheet and scribbled all over it with a pencil. Yet again, nothing appeared. Still, he refused to give up. Next, he tried liquids. He tore the paper in 2, giving one piece to the black clad guy to test with saliva, and using urine on the other. But even after ruining the sheets, no questions appeared. Then the guy noticed one bespectacled candidate hadn't moved or spoken. When they approached him, he muttered something cryptic. He had actually revealed the solution, but no one understood. Frustrated, the guy snapped. He thought the company was playing games, luring them with an $80K salary, just to mess with them. But the observant girl disagreed. She knew this company wouldn't waste time on nonsense. Plus, they valued efficiency and needed talent urgently. This interview had to be real.
To determine the next 80 years of your lives.
Remembering the proctor's words, they regrouped. If previous methods failed, maybe the secret lay with the guards. The rules banned talking to guards, but not touching them. So to test her theory, a woman reached out and grabbed the guard.